Hi guys, this video is to help you with the discussion for Unit 2. Remember, when you're doing a discussion, you want to add as many details as possible and make sure you answer all of the questions on the discussion to make sure you get the full amount of points. I would suggest you grab a piece of paper right now and write down this page of notes with me, and then use this page of notes when you're completing your discussion. Okay, so this discussion is about exponential growth and decay. So in Unit 2, you just learned about exponential growth and decay. So here's the general formula that you should have learned in this unit. And I just wanted to point out that B is the growth factor. This is what matters in determining whether it's growth or whether it's decay. So when we are talking about growth, this B, this growth factor, has to be greater than 0. So a positive growth factor makes it exponential growth. It means that it's getting bigger. When it's decay, this B, the growth factor, B is between 0 and 1. So something like 1/2 or 0.75. So B is between 0 and 1 when it's decay. Okay, so on this discussion, they ask you a couple different things. First, you have to explain the difference between exponential growth and exponential decay. So for that, you can talk about the growth factor and how that affects whether it's growth or decay. You can talk about what the graph looks like for growth versus decay. So you just want to add as many details as you can right here on this one. Then you have to give an example of a function that is exponential growth. So you're going to use this formula, come up with your own numbers, but just make sure for growth that the growth factor is greater than 0. So for example, now you don't get to use this one on your discussion, but you can come up with your own numbers. I could write f of x equals, and I'll just choose anything I want for a because this is my own example I'm making up. I'm going to choose 8. And then my growth factor, I need it to be greater than 0. So let's say I'm going to make it 3. And then I have my exponent of x. And then you can add a plus k or not. I mean, a k could be 0. This could be a plus 0. You could have plus 1, or you could just leave it off. Let's just say I'm going to say plus 1 for this. So this would be an example of exponential growth because my growth factor is greater than 0. Then you have to come up with an example of exponential decay. So same thing, you're going to get to come up with your own numbers. What matters here, since you're making an exponential decay, it matters that the growth factor is between 0 and 1. So I can pick anything I want for my a. Let's say this time I pick 2. Then my growth factor has to be between 0 and 1. So some sort of fraction or decimal, I'm going to choose, how about 2/3? And I still have my exponent of x. And this time I'm not going to put a k. I'm not going to put that asymptote in there. I'm just going to leave it like that. So you're going to come up with your own 2. Now, if you use one of these 2, I'm not going to give you the points for it. So come up with your own number. All right, so that's how you do the discussion for Unit 2.